Hello and welcome back to Princess Evangile. I was walking down the hall when I felt a tingle of anticipation in my chest. I wonder if it's premonition, or just wishful thinking. I was wondering if I was about to get another love letter from Placentary? I've been pronouncing it plenipotentiary, but I think that's wrong. It probably wasn't a premonition, of course, but even so I couldn't help the restlessness of my steps. I glanced into my shoebox and let out a long deep breath and opened the door. And then... it's there! And the words slipped from my lips. I must be psychic after all. To avoid the same mistake as last time, I opened it on the spot. And I just had to do it boldly. If they thought I was reading some ordinary paper, no one would assume it was a love letter. It's the cathedral this time. Oh, Saya-san! Ah! Ruruku-san looked down at my hand. A moment later, her eyes began to sparkle. Oh my! Ah! That paper you're holding, could it be a love letter by chance? Where did you get that idea? Well, she looked around. This is the entranceway. Love letters go in the shoebox. That is the rule of these things. I was right. Even I had guessed it was a love letter when I saw the envelope in my shoebox. That's not true. I gave her a stiff smile and shoved the love letter into my pocket. Me? Get a love letter? That's ridiculous. Really? It doesn't seem that unusual to me. I shook my head quickly. I'm off! But the society meeting. Ruruku-san said something, but I ignored her and rushed outside. And I rushed like a whirlwind through the crowds of elegantly strolling maidens of Venices, heading back to their dorms. It occurred to me that I'd never been to the cathedral before. And I steadied myself and pushed open the door. Nice cathedral. Not her oh god. This is a trap. It is a trap. It is still a trap. I gasped. There was no one else there. And she must have been the one who sent the love letter. This is a trap? I'm sorry, I can't... Is he really foolish enough to fall for this? Seriously. I mean, I appreciate it's been clearly established that he's an idiot, but bloody hell. But that wasn't the only reason for the tightness on my chest. It was the sight of her, head bowed, hands pressed together. It was an image of the divine. I'd unconsciously stifled the sound of my approach, but she slowly turned towards me. It's you, Miss Sama. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. Not at all. She must have heard the sound of the door opening and closing. She gave me a small bow, and attempted to slip past me to the door. Excuse me? Yes? Ruruku-chan, are you... alone? She gave me a quick look around and then nodded. It appears that I am. What of it? Nothing, it's just... it's strange, it's such a large place. Not many people come to the cathedral. Why not? Nothing much happens here. See, that's exactly why I would go there. As I say, I live in a city with a cathedral, and if you just need a place to sit and think, I have never found anywhere better than Durham Cathedral. You know, as I say, I am agnostic, I am not particularly religious, but as a place to just be alone with your thoughts, it's incredible. Particularly as the architecture is spectacular. And we have a really nice rose window and just... Sorry, I'm getting... I really love Durham Cathedral, it's awesome. Yeah, I guess that's true. It was my first time coming here myself, after all. But Ruruku-chan comes to the cathedral alone, on her own time. And just then a beam of light shone through the door. There was a heavy creaking and the silhouette of a person appeared in the open doorway. Ruruku-chan turned back to look. Sister! Salutations! What's going on? You never come to the cathedral. It was my first time seeing the sisters together. And I'd noticed something familiar about Ayaka-san when we first met, but seeing them side by side, they gave off very different impressions. Yet the thing is, I'm pretty sure that if you removed the hair, every girl in this game would have the identical face. I'm not kidding. Remove the hair, change the eye colour, and they would look identical. I caught sight of Masaya-kun. Me. I wondered what you were doing here at the cathedral. I wrap my arms around my head and writhe in agony. Did you come to pray? Or is it a rendezvous, perhaps? Rendezvous what? The word was familiar, I just didn't know what it meant. A sweet fragrance brushed against my face, and I felt my thoughts grow hazy. Combined with the softness pressing against my arm, it was all too much to take. It means a lover's meeting. She breathed the words hotly into my ear. What are you doing, sister? It's disgraceful! What? But you see people talking this way all the time. Saya-sama is a boy! Don't worry too much, Ritsuko. Right? Huh? She murmured the word right in my ear again. It tickled and caused my body to squirm a little. That is absolutely not true! As she spoke, Ritsuko-chan roughly pulled Ayaka-san off me. Really, this is still a cathedral. Show a modicum of respect. Oh, please, there's no believers here. Oh, you're such a stickler for rules, Ritsuko. Compared to you, everyone is. Oh, you may be right. I am right. I'd never seen Ritsuko-chan like this before. She was always so detached. Even during her arguments with Konomi-chan, she'd never dropped that facade. Now she was showing some actual emotion. I was seeing her in a whole new light. Masaya-sama, I apologise. Huh? My sister has offended you. No, she didn't. Not really. Can't think how I offended him. Masaya-kun likes it, right? I couldn't really deny that, but I could feel the weight of Ritsuko-chan's gaze on me. Of course he doesn't. What man would be happy to be grabbed onto by someone he isn't even in love with? Oh, you just don't understand, Ritsuko. Not everyone in this world is a saint. If they were, civilization would collapse. What do you think, Masaya-sama? Is my sister correct, or am I? I'm not really sure. I found myself sweating under Ritsuko-chan's direct questioning. Well, there are a lot of types of people in the world. They have their own tastes. I wasn't asking for bland platitudes, Masaya-kun. Huh? What we want to hear is what you're thinking, right? I would prefer the platitude myself. But you have a living sample in front of you. Wouldn't you rather hear it from the horse's mouth? Oh, I suppose so. So what is your personal opinion then, Masaya-sama? Does it make you happy? I don't wish to believe that you could be that kind of person, but... What's that line? Oh yes, it's from, is it The Eight That Got Lucky or is it Civilization? Anyway, there is a fantastic line that where they're all about, some... Is it a species of spider, I think? Has basically created a relationship with aphids, whereby they effectively milk them. You know, and the comment is it's a mutually beneficial arrangement. Well, what do the aphids get out of it? Bit of a grope. Everyone loves a grope. Which I happen to think is a fantastic line. What should I do? Whether I lied or told the truth, I was in trouble. If I told the truth, Ritsuko-chan would think less of me. If I lied, that would offend Ayaka-san. That kind of person? Oh, come on. How is Masaya-kun supposed to answer when put it like that? Huh? You're trying to force him to say he wasn't happy. You're the one who's leading him along before. Fine, then I withdraw the question. I know the answer anyway. Yes. Well, you had the first term vote coming up. Wouldn't do to damage your image now. Ayaka-san turned her smile back to me. It's really not a bad thing, you know. Tsuko's just so fastidious. So why don't we put the matter on hold for now? I felt an honest sense of relief at Ayaka-san's words, but Ritsuko-chan's determination only grew. But my intention is to find out Masaya-sama's true colours. And if you're just going to get a bad impression of him, why not save it till later? Huh? I just think it's such a waste. There are people you forgive and those you don't forgive for what are ultimately the same actions. You're a fastidious person, so you can't forgive a man for thinking dirty thoughts, right? Well, yes. Well, that's fine in and of itself, but right now I think it would be a waste if you started hating Masaya-kun. Okay, let's be honest, nobody can control what they think. We only control how we act. I am willing to bet everybody on the planet who is above a certain age has had what you would dub a dirty thought at some point. Now, whether or not we've acted on it, that's an entirely different matter. So, once you start to like him a bit more, you'll be able to learn his true colours and not mind. Like him? I don't mean it like that way, I mean like a friendship. Very well. Ritsuko-chan nodded in resignation. You really are sisters, right? Yes, I'm the bad sister, she's the good sister. Yeah, I can see it. You do seem to like being together. As an only child, I couldn't help but feel a little jealous. Okay, speaking as an only child myself, yeah, I kind of get that. I can completely understand, being a little jealous of people who have siblings. At the same time, I'm not disappointed by the fact I don't have siblings. I just think it would have been an interesting experience. That's a phone call. But it's from an international out-of-area phone number, which means I don't care. It's almost certainly junk. Where was I? Wow, you may be the only person in Venice's history to say that. In history? That seems like a bit of an exaggeration. Maybe it is, but it's the first time you've heard it, right, Ritsuko? Well, that's true. Okay, I'm just going to wait to hear this message. A brand new boiler, insulation, and some other bollocks. Yes, I'm not going to do that, thank you. Please stop calling us. This is the problem, right? It's automated phone calls, which I really hate. Come on. And thank you, it's run off. Now I'm going to have to go to all the trouble of deleting that answer phone message, which is tedious. That is true. But sister, Masaya-sama's role as an outsider means he brings many fresh perspectives. Fresh perspectives? After the dance, he talked to me about his impression of you. What did you say about me? She nudged me with her elbow, smiling in delight. I just said that you were friendly, easy to talk to, or something like that. I see. He was the first person I'd ever met who said that about you. Well, that may be true. Ayaka-san shrugged. Do you know what I'm known as at Venice's? I suppose you don't. The other Kitamakado, like the least popular member of a comedy troupe. I couldn't help but laugh. You don't have a title then? Oh, nothing like that. That's reserved with people for a certain level of status. Which meant that plenipotentiary wasn't Ayaka-san. Yeah, why do I keep pronouncing it plenipotentiary? I don't care, I'm going to keep pronouncing it like that. I felt a little disappointed. I think that's your own fault, sister. In what way exactly? Ritsuko-chan didn't answer, but spoke to me instead. You should be aware, Masaya-sama, that my sister is a troublemaker. Right. And with that, Ritsuko-chan left the cathedral. Oh, for heaven's sake, Ritsuko's such a stickler for the rules. That stuff earlier was just our way of communicating, right? Oh, she acted like we were in agreement, but I wasn't actually sure how to respond to that. Of course, I would never do something like that to someone I didn't like. You're cute, Masaya-kun. That's why what? You're cute, Masaya-kun. That's why I like to mess with you. So it wasn't just a way of communicating. What do you think? Half and half, I guess. Anyway, I'm out. Salutations. Oh, right. Speaking of which, yes. What did you come to the cathedral for? Wasn't for a rendezvous with my little sister, was it? No, nothing like that. Confession then. Venice doesn't have priests. I hesitated, and decided it might be worth confiding in Ayaka-san. She was so easy to talk to, she was older than me, she could make a good confidant. The truth is... Oh, this smells like a confession. Go on, tell your big sister. Come on, right here. At her urging, I took a seat. The chair was hard and a little bit chilly. I'll hold your hand, give you courage. Come on, tell me everything. You don't need to hold my hand. Too bad. I told her everything that had happened yesterday. The sender was someone called Plenipotentiary. Do you know who it is, Ayaka-san? Of course. She's She's well known throughout the campus, after all. Well known, really? I'd never heard the name before. Well, it stands to reason that you haven't heard her. She's a real beauty, but she's known for being extremely shy. Wow. Real beauty. I didn't necessarily want to date her, but the news still made my heart leap. So, if she saw you in the hallway, she'd probably run into hiding like a nervous alley cat. But even so, she probably kept watching you from afar, gradually nurturing a longing for you. Wow. This was sounding really good. The reason she never showed herself to you yesterday, it's just the kind of person she is. You mean she's shy? Oui. She was able to give you the letter, but when it came down to it, she couldn't work up the courage to face you. I bet that's what's going on. I see. What did you think of plenipotentiary? I don't think anything of her one way or another, but... well, I'd like to meet her if I could. She went through so much trouble well, I couldn't bring myself to talk about my desire for human connections, and I just shook my head vaguely. It's because she's a beauty, right? Well, I guess so. Anyway, here's some advice from me to you. Keep at it, do exactly as she says. As she says? Like, about where she wants to meet and such. Even if you never see her. She trailed off and took a long look around the uninhabited cathedral. She's probably still watching from afar, just like Sombra Scanner. Ah, I see. If you just keep giving in to her demands, she'll eventually manage to overcome her shyness. I see. Well, good luck, Miss Aircoon. That still feels really dodgy to me. It was Saturday, 3 days later. Rai-san was very angry with me. Please, Miss Air-san, you have to come to our meeting today. Right. The truth is, we mostly have free time, so there's no particular business to discuss at the moment. But even if there's nothing to discuss, it's important that you come to meetings. That will strengthen the bonds between us, and I believe that is what the White Lily Society needs more than anything right now. Don't you agree? Oh, yeah, I do agree. Why, Rai-san is scolding him. I wonder what he could have done. Anyway, let's go to Maria Hall. Right. We left the classroom to find Chio and Ryuko-san already waiting for us. We're going to make sure you come to this meeting this time. Sure. Each of you take one of his hands. I'll stand behind him and hold his collar. You don't need to do that. I'm not going to run away. Coo! Vanderbilt is saying that he will use that long body of his to wrap tightly around your neck. Wouldn't that kill me? Coo! He says he'll leave a hair's breadth. That's nice, but I still think it'll kill me. But what have you been doing? According to Rai-san, you've always bulked the minute class ends. Okay, look, let's just go to the entranceway. The reason I haven't been around for the past 2 or 3 days should be there again, I think. The three girls exchanged a curious glance. They actually did grab me by both arms and the collar, and we headed for the entranceway. When we arrived at my shoebox, they finally let me go, and I opened the door. Ah, I knew it. What is it? I silently showed her the love letter. It was true that I couldn't afford to miss any more meetings, and it was no good hiding it any longer. This is mine. A love letter? Not so loud. It was the end of the day, so there were a lot of other people around. Look, I'll explain it at Maria Hall. You certainly will. I should like to hear all about this. Looks like it'll be a fun meeting. Well, what do you think of the girl who sent it to you? As we entered the room, Chio spoke before I could even open my mouth. Well, I don't think anything about her, really. Huh? What do you mean? You don't think anything about her, so you're just stringing her along? I see. This is how men are, as they say. No, look. Okay, wait a minute here. Listen to what I have to say. Well, alright. It would hardly be fair to send you without hearing your side of things. Look, I should apologise for skipping out on the meetings. I'm really sorry. No one cares about that right now. Huh? I mean, there's no use worrying about it now. It was unavoidable after all. Right. It was so not unavoidable. He just went to meet a girl. I didn't meet her. Huh? She's been sending me love letters every day. I held up the love letters as I explained. But I've never met her once. What do you mean? Ayaka-san said the girl's very shy. She's testing me in a way. She wants to see if I do what she tells me in the love letters or not. What does she tell you to do? Well, it's stuff like telling me to wait for her at a certain place and time. I suppose that's rather normal. Then it was stuff like watering the flowers or doing a certain number of... Then it was stuff like watering the flowers, doing a certain number of push-ups. And yesterday it was to do some shadow boxing, stuff like that. What nonsense is that? Guess she likes strong men? No, that isn't what I mean, but... Well, it's rather strange, isn't it? Well, I guess. It had felt strange to me too, but I decided to go along with it thanks to Ayaka-san's advice, but... What a very curious story. And you say that this girl watches you from afar while you do these things? Apparently so. Who is she? I don't know that either. You don't? She only writes a title on these notes. I don't even know her real name. What's the title? Plenipotentiary. Plenipotentiary? I've never heard it before. Really? Yes. Have you heard of it, Riku-san? I never have. Neither have I. Huh. That's weird. Venice's was shut off from the outside world. I thought everyone knew everyone. Which means... Ayaka-san said that she was well known. Well known? As a shy beauty? A shy beauty, huh? So that's why you're doing all this? Maybe. That's not the only reason, though. Well, even if it's not about looks... Oh, hang on a minute! I cut her off and I opened the love letter. Hey, you don't have to read it in front of us. I know, but a lot of the time there's a strict time limit on what she wants me to do. Still, I didn't want to announce her private message to everyone, so I covered it with my hands and I read silently. What's all this? What did she write? Apparently my surprise had showed on my face, and Chio looked at me with suspicion. No, well, it's... Come on, let me see. I can't, it's a love letter. Stingy. I don't think that's the problem. I quickly shut the love letter in my bag. But, do I really have to do this? The letter simply said, "This is the last one." It also said, "If you complete this final task, I know that I can trust you. I've done everything else, I can't back down now." By the way, what does plenipotentiary mean? I'm not familiar with the word myself. Chio-san, do you know? No. I'll have to consult my dictionary. The meaning may give us a hint as to her identity. Don't wonder who it is. Could such a person really exist? Well, she's sending me letters. True. Anyway, do you have time to hang around? Yeah, she wants me to do this at 3 o'clock today. Classes ended in the morning on Saturday, so there were 3 hours left before then. Saturday classes. Ooh, you poor bastards. Well, where is it going to be? Are you planning to come and watch? What are you talking about? Of course not. Well, then it doesn't really matter, but I'd rather not watch this time. She's after something really strange. Something strange? In the love letter? Yeah. I don't really get it. Are you so desperate for a girlfriend you'd go for someone like that? No, well, it's more like... A bitter smile came to my lips and I ran a hand through my hair. Look, the best way I can put it is that I want friends. Friends? Look, I told you earlier how I spent the past year. Look, I was lonely, and I'm sick of feeling like a mole living above ground. Saya? Look, so when I came to Venice's, I decided I wanted as many friends as possible. Look, it sucks there's no guys around, of course, but still. Plenipotentiary might be a little strange, but I want to meet her at least once. So she went to all that trouble to approach me after all. Look, besides, I need as many support as I can get here. Yes, that is true. Anyway, look, that's all I have to say. Can we start the meeting? No, we've been here 30 minutes. We have no particular business to discuss. I believe we can end here. Got it. Look, anyway, I'm heading out. Saya-san does have his reasons, I suppose. Yeah. Perhaps I could soothe Masaya-san's battered heart. What's that supposed to mean? Have I said something strange? Anyway, I think battered might be going a little too far. Those three are developing a very strange relationship with each other. I laid down in my bed and scanned the letter again. Messiah-sama, please forgive my improper conduct in the past. I know that my requests have been strange, but the sincerity with which you have undertaken them has made me very happy. And because of that I am starting to think of you as someone that I can really trust. This is my final request, and it is unrelated to the matter of whether or not I can trust you. I only wish to know. I wish to know if you are truly a boy. What a weird question. But Plenipotentiary had written before that she had rarely ever seen a man before. After all, I am still not certain if you are truly a boy. To be honest, I still believe you may be a woman dressed in men's clothing. She made confessions like that in her earlier letters. That's why she wanted proof. Once she had that, she could prepare herself as a woman. What does prepare herself as a woman mean? It was certainly an evocative phrase, but anyway. That certainly would be proof, but please don't worry. I have made preparations such that no one else will be there. I will be the only one who sees you. Yes, it will be for my eyes only. You cannot be this goddamned stupid, Messiah. Seriously. I wish to see your throbbing manhood, and oh my, how could I say that? What kind of person is this girl? It's hard to say. I would know once I've met her. I dozed off without realising it, and I glanced at the clock reflexively. I still had 30 minutes left. I should take a shower before I go. Now that it was May, it was starting to get humid, and I was a little bit sweaty. If I was going to show off my body, I should at least get it clean first. You cannot be this stupid! Messiah-san! Messiah-san! He appears to have already gone. We should split up and look for him then. This can't be anything good. Now that we know plenipotentiary means joke. Now for some fresh underwear. There. Well, time to go. I still don't know how the hell he can fall for this. I'm so sorry to ask you to accompany Mitsuki-sama. I don't mind. I don't have anything better to do. But I really am concerned. Out of nowhere, she just tells me don't come to Maria Hall today. Yes, it is a curious statement. In addition, my sister is unconnected to Maria Hall. She should have no business there. Maria Hall should be empty right now, shouldn't it? It's 3 o'clock on a Saturday. I'm sure there's no one there. What could Ayaka-sama be doing here, all by herself? Really, I have an awful feeling about this. Let's go. Yes. Right. Ah, I hear voices. Yes, sounds like they're coming from the Red Rose Society room. Oh, and one of them sounds like a boy, which means... Ah! Ah, wait, Konomi, not so fast. This is the Tarantator serpent we're dealing with, and Ayaka-sama's virtue could be in peril. Her virtue? But it's a reasonable assumption. They must come here for Maria Hall for an early afternoon rendezvous. Ah! Ayaka-sama! Ah, Konomi. 5 minutes earlier, I reached a convenient point at which to stop this video, so... Oh, sweet merciful crap, is Messiah this stupid... I really want to find this guy, then beat him with a sword until he grows some brains. I don't know if that would work, but, you know, this is the advantage of owning a sword. You can actually hit people with it. And before you ask, I'll only hit him with the pommel. For anybody not aware of what that means, I'm talking about the thing at the bottom of the thing at the bottom of the hilt of the sword. Very large, very heavy, made of metal. Might kill him if I aim for the head. So, regardless, that seems to me like a decent point to end this video. So I will say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next part.